what is your favorite type of ASMR video to make? Okay, good questions. So let's start with the first one. For TV shows, man, I absolutely love Married with Children. That show was like no other. It was definitely a product of its time for sure. Like, you could definitely not get away with putting a show like that on the air nowadays. It would be considered way too offensive, but I freaking love the toilet humor. It is so great. Poor old Al Bundy, the shoe salesman. He was a football hero in high school, 4 touchdowns in a single game. His life was so pathetic. It's so laughable. Oh my gosh. I loved that show so much. That poor man. Another show I like is Naruto because I am a big anime fan. I would say Naruto is probably my favorite anime. I absolutely love the #1 knucklehead ninja from Konohagakure. For me, I just really got into that show because I was literally the same age as Naruto when the show came out, so it's kind of like with people that grew up with Dragon Ball Z. You got to grow up alongside the characters, and the characters were like the same age as you were. So I think that's a pretty cool thing, and it definitely makes it more relatable so that you hold an audience's retention over the years. And I think shows like Dragon Ball and Naruto do that really well because they age their characters up, so they're literally growing alongside the audience. And I still watch it to this day. I love it. And then what types of games do I like? So I play a little bit of everything other than first-person shooters. I don't really... First-person shooters don't really hold my attention. Honestly, I never could sit down and play Call of Duty. I know so many people that love it, and they say, oh, but it's just like real life. I'm like, no, it's not. In real life, if you get shot in the head, you're done. You don't respawn. So I used to make that argument with Call of Duty players all the time. But if you like Call of Duty, hey, that's your thing. It's not mine. But for me, I like things like The Sims. I love torturing my Sims, like setting them on fire. I love starving them. I love watching them get eaten by cow plants. I mean, there are so many ways you can kill Sims. It's ridiculous. I swear it's like they are just attracted to death. I also play cozy games like Animal Crossing. Like, I have literally sunk so much time in Animal Crossing because Animal Crossing New Horizons, I have had that since COVID came out. And when I was laid off from my job during COVID, I put so many hours into that game. Like, it's just such a cute, cozy little game. But I also like things like Yakuza. Because I was playing like Yakuza 0. Oh my gosh, I love like the whole mafia concept. And just giving people beat downs in the street. So much fun. All the things I wouldn't do in real life, but in a video game, heck yeah. I also love the Final Fantasy series, man. I have been playing Final Fantasy since I was probably about 10 years old. is too short not to laugh. You gotta have some comedy in there, you know? I can't imagine life without laughter. So yeah, pretty much anything with Adam Sandler. Like, I absolutely love Happy Gilmore. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the second one, but there's a second one out. It is hilarious too. That guy's just absolutely hilarious. Alright, so what is your favorite type of ASMR video to make? So for me, my favorite type of ASMR videos so far have been things with changing triggers. Like, I absolutely love doing something different all the time, you know? That's why throughout this video you will see me changing triggers every time I answer somebody else's questions. Alright, next question. What are your hobbies? What's your favorite movie/book series? Okay, let's answer the hobbies first. So for my hobbies, obviously, ASMR, video games, and this one's gonna sound a little bit eccentric, but I absolutely love, like, knife throwing. I know that's a bit of an odd hobby, but for me, it was a great stress reliever. I guess some people like punch their pillow, some people scream into their pillow. Some people get in a fight. Me personally, I just go throw a knife at a tree. And for me, that is like some of the best therapy, because I'm getting out my aggression. I'm not damaging anybody's property. I'm not hurting anybody. So for me, if you're not hurting or breaking anybody's stuff, or hurting anybody in general, I'd say it's a good hobby. You know, I mean, it's a good stress reliever. I also love throwing axes. So, like, axes and, like, Japanese kunai knives. And then the next question there was, what's your favorite movie/book series? Okay, I absolutely love Outlander. I've, like, binge watched that entire series multiple times, and, like, every time a new season comes out. And it's not really for the romance. It's honestly, it's like the whole time travel aspect of it, man. I love the time travel aspect and the historical fiction. I love shows like that. I just love the time travel aspect, really. Like, I actually watched this one, I think it was a Korean drama. It was called, like, Mr. Queen, I think. And it was about, a guy who, like, goes back in time, but he's in, like, a princess's body. And it was just, like, it was so, like, hilarious. I loved it because it also thank you for always being so understanding and willing to do requests and suggestions. Well, first of all, you're welcome. And for your first question there, do I think I'll ever shoot videos in HD? Honestly, I'm not sure because my whole thing is like lo-fi, so HD is kind of like counterintuitive to what I already do. I like to keep things like really simple. I'm not like real big into the like over editing and using a bunch of fancy equipment or anything. But I don't know, man. They say never because you never know. But so as of right now, I have no plans to do like HD or anything like that. But that doesn't mean that can't change. And then, do I work or go to school? I do not go to school. And I am actually a housewife. I used to work all the time. I was a manager in a drive shaft factory where we made automobile parts. So we basically made drive shafts for automobiles. And I was asked to be a manager, which I did. I didn't want the job, but I was happy just being a regular hourly employee. But they needed somebody, and so I was one of those people that wouldn't say no. Like, I had trouble saying no, and that's one thing that I had to change about myself, because I was kind of that person who didn't rock the boat. I was very agreeable, and honestly, I was very miserable because I was too busy making other people happy, and I wasn't taking care of myself. And so what happened there was I became a manager, and they started dumping all this extra work on me, but they didn't want to pay me anymore. And then I had several problems with other employees that were always gossiping and spreading rumors and always trying to get somebody in trouble just because they didn't like them or whatever. And a lot of it, they started targeting me because I kept telling them no because they were taking too many bathroom breaks. And they were basically using it as an excuse to go to the bathroom and text their friends or just hang out in the bathroom until like lunch or their next break or whatever. And I kind of had to shut that down because it was getting to the point where when you're taking a bathroom break like every 20 minutes and then you're gone for like 20 minutes, guess what? I have to step in and cover you until you get back. And that means I can't do my job because I am doing your job while you're in the bathroom. So it became this big issue, and people started creating a bunch of rumors and lies about me, and were constantly trying to get me in trouble. And I was always in the office to the point where I couldn't get any work done because it was always something stupid. Somebody complaining because I had given them like 3 bathroom breaks in like an hour and a half, and then they wanted a 4th bathroom break. And I said no. I was like, hey, we gotta get some work done, because when the work doesn't get done, guess who they come down on? The manager. So the bathroom breaks are ridiculous. So my boss told me that I had to stop them from taking so many bathroom breaks. So I did. And then it just became this issue. And then he told me that I can't stop them from going to the bathroom. I'm like, well, that's like counterproductive of what you just told me before. Like, how am I supposed to get my work done and get their work done at the same time? Like, I can't do their job and mine too. this job, and the money was good. It was one of those jobs I was only there because I was paid well. I was not there because I enjoyed the job or anything, and I definitely did not enjoy the people I worked with. So he ended up getting a better job, and he told me, he said, look, I don't care if you go get another job or if you just become a housewife and just cook and clean. He's like, I don't care. He's like, but you need to leave here because this place is literally killing you. In these, I think, 8 months I had that job, I went from 110 pounds to 89 pounds. I was so stressed out, I didn't even feel like eating. Like, I completely lost my appetite. I was very tired, very miserable, and I decided I was just going to leave there. So I put in my 2 weeks because that's what I do. I don't quit. I put in my 2 weeks just in case I ever did want to go back. It was a good paying job, but quite frankly, it wasn't worth the stress and the aggravation, and somebody always trying to get you in trouble for just enforcing the rules, because a lot of people thought the rules didn't apply to them. For example, I had an issue with this one girl. She had long hair, like all the way down her back, and we're working with heavy machinery, and you're supposed to pull your hair back. She had an issue every day. She did not want to pull her hair back. And I'm like, look, you have to pull your hair back. Like everybody else here that has long hair pulls their hair back. My hair isn't even that long, and I pulled my hair back. And it just became this ongoing issue where she would not bring a scrunchie to pull her hair back, so I would have like a bunch of them on my arm. And I just walk over to her, hand her one, and say, here, pull your hair back. She was more concerned about looking cute than doing her job. So I eventually just left there because honestly, like I said, I took the job because the money was good. But I quickly realized why the money was good. Because it had one of the highest turnover rates in our area. Because they couldn't get anybody to stay. So my husband ended up getting that new job, and he still has it, and he told me he wanted me to stay at home or just work part-time somewhere. So that's what I did, and I've honestly picked back up my weight again. I'm back up to 110. I feel good. And I don't stress about that place anymore because that place was insane, and honestly, jobs like that are a dime a dozen anyway. Like, if I want to be stressed out and irritated, I can go get any job, like absolutely any job, because it is literally all the same. All jobs, I don't care what you do for a living, all jobs are just like high school. I've worked in plenty of different fields, and honestly, every single job is just high school all over again. So I am very fortunate that I have a husband that makes enough money for the both of us. And I don't take that for granted because I know things can change in an instant. So I'm very grateful. Okay, for our next person here, looks like they have quite a few questions. Okay, in your video you said you are a bit eccentric. Can you say something about yourself? If my question is too personal or something, please just ignore me. No, it's not too personal. I see myself as weird, and I'm just curious because you look perfectly fine. Like, very kind and warm person. Well, thank you. And the other questions: what's your motivation in life? What's your dream job? Do you play video games? What are your favorite ASMR channels? I really like your videos. Thank you. Okay, so let's see the first part of this. With me being eccentric. Okay, got you. Okay, so a couple of eccentric things about me, which I just mentioned one before, was that I do like to throw knives and axes. I don't think a lot of people do that. It's probably not really considered that common or that normal. But for me, it's a great stress reliever. Another thing, it's gonna sound super weird. I absolutely love, and it's gonna sound crazy, but just bear with me, chocolate covered radishes. Yes, you heard that right. Chocolate covered radishes. I don't know what it is about them. I just thought to do it one day because I was like, you know what? A radish is like sharp and like bitter, like the taste. And then chocolate is like a bittersweet. So I was like, let's put them together. And I just like did this like chocolate covered radish, and oh my god, I freaking loved it. I actually used to work for this one chef, and he asked me what I was eating because I had like some chocolate covered radishes, and he's like, what is this? I said, it's a chocolate covered radish, chef. And he tried it. He's like, actually, this is pretty good. So I had a professional chef tell me that was a good idea. I don't know. I guess that's a little weird. Also, I've had brain surgery. I had brain surgery when I was like 12 years old. So sometimes I get certain words mixed up, or I cannot think of a word. So I use other words to describe it. For example, I was trying to talk about my kitten one day to my husband. The kitten had did something really funny, and I described the kitten because I could not think of the word kitten, so I said child cat. And my husband looks at me and he's like, what's a child cat? I said, you know, a cat that's not full grown. He's like, you mean a kitten? I said, yes. So, yeah, I do forget, like, certain words sometimes, and I use other words to describe them, and then when somebody tells me the word, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, there's the word. But hey, I have an excuse. My head's been operated on. Alright. And don't worry about being weird, man. It's the normies that scare the living crap out of me. So if you're weird, that's okay. We'll get along fine. It's those normies you gotta watch out for. And let's see, what is your motivation in life? Okay, my motivation in life is just to have fun and enjoy my life. Because like I mentioned my brain surgery earlier, I have something called polyarteritis nodosa, which basically that is an autoimmune disorder that affects the blood flow through your blood vessels and arteries. Sorry. And I had an aneurysm on my brain that had burst and was causing internal bleeding. So I had to have emergency brain surgery. And generally, people that have the surgery that I have don't live more than 5 years. I've lived 20 years since, it's been 20 years since then. So I've lived 4 times longer supposed to. So I don't take that for granted, and I enjoy every single day. And then, what's your dream job? I would say my dream job is anything where I get to be my own boss, because I have worked for so many other people, and honestly, I really just want to work for myself. And that is kind of one of my motivations for like starting this channel, is I really hope to eventually be able to make my own income from this, and like have a sustainable income, and just be able to do something I really enjoy, and not having to worry about like company drama or high school BS, you know, because I've been out of high school for quite a long time, and I didn't enjoy it then, and I don't enjoy it now. Do you play video games? Yes. Yes, I do. I actually mentioned that earlier. So I play a lot of like Yakuza, the Tales of series, Final Fantasy, Animal Crossing, The Sims. I do play Kingdom Hearts as well, so I play a lot of variety stuff. Also, like the Telltale The Walking Dead series, I love that one. Because I love how like your choices affect the game. That is awesome to me. I love like the Telltale series for that. I've only played The Walking Dead once, but I would like to play like was it the Game of Thrones ones? And then I think they have a Batman one, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I could be. But honestly, the Telltale series is just awesome. Alright, and what are your favorite ASMR channels? Okay, so I think one of the first ASMR artists I ever came across and really liked was Angelic Lo-Fi ASMR. I really enjoyed her channel a lot. She has more of a fast and aggressive style, but that can be pretty cool sometimes too. And I also enjoy Latte ASMR, because although she doesn't put out a video very often, it's like once a month. When she does upload a video, it is phenomenal. Like, this woman literally goes out of her way to create all of her like her backgrounds and everything. Like, she doesn't put a background on here or anything like that. She actually builds her backgrounds. Like, if she does like a doctor roleplay, she literally builds a hospital. Or if she does like a cafe or something, she will literally build a actual cafe for her video. It's amazing how this woman literally takes like one corner of a room and just makes it into a completely different like location. But yeah, her videos are definitely quality over quantity for sure. So I do appreciate somebody who puts like that much time and effort into something. I don't know if I could ever put that much detail into something. I don't know if I pay that much attention to detail. Like that, it's just phenomenal. I love her stuff. Okay, so for this next question, I actually have two questions from two different people that both of the questions kind of tie together, so I'll answer both of them at the same time. And one is, what is your favorite type of music? And the other one, what are your favorite music artists? So those two kind of go together, so I'll answer them at the same time. So I absolutely love classic rock. obviously is another good one. I would say though, like my favorite music artist would probably be the Beatles. Well, I guess it's a band, but yeah. I loved their songs, man. Like just about every song the Beatles wrote, they were high out of their minds. I mean, you gotta figure like they were really big in like the 1960s and 70s, so there were a lot of drugs readily available back then, and a lot of hallucinogens back then. So most of the artists back then were pretty lit. Flash, flash, and it was definitely a one of those generations where I feel like I would have fit in better back in that generation than being born in the 90s like I was, but that's okay. I still love and appreciate their music, even though I came around a long time after they had already come out. Flash. Flash. Like my dad actually, he actually went to Woodstock when the original Woodstock when that first came out, and he said it was the best rock concert ever. Because my dad was like 20 at the time. My dad's pretty old. my parents were actually pretty old when I was born. Like my dad was in his mid 40s. So he used to tell me about like Woodstock and everything, and how he saw like Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and everybody perform, and he said it was probably the best rock concert ever, and I've heard that from a lot of people. So like to go to the original Woodstock, to know somebody who was old enough to go to the original Woodstock is pretty special. Flash. Flash. And I just kind of grew up on that music too, because that's what my dad listened to all the time, and you know, you kind of end up liking the stuff that I guess like whoever you raises you, when you're around them all the time, you're around their influence, you kind of take on like their likes and dislikes and their mannerisms and stuff like that, and that's especially true of like from parent to child. Flash. Flash. But yes, to answer your question, classic rock, especially the Beatles. Love the Beatles. Yellow Submarine, Here Comes the Sun. Flash. Oobla dee, oobla da. Flash. HOA is. That's a homeowners association, and basically they tell you what you can and cannot do to your home, like what color you can paint it, or when you have to mow your grass. Like they can actually fine you for not mowing your grass or whatever. Like if you miss a day or a couple days, like they can fine you for that. They have like so many ridiculous rules. I don't know why some people choose to live in them, but to each their own. Me personally, it's not for me. I don't want somebody telling me I have to paint my house a certain shade of blue or something. I like owning my own home, and I knew that's what I wanted to do, so that's what I did. I actually have a 2-story home. It's an older home, but all the bones and the foundation are there. That's what I love about older houses, is that they are built a lot better than the newer type of construction, for sure. Like if you notice, like with the newer constructions, they're very like flimsy. Like the walls are like so paper thin. I'm just not a fan of newer construction. I definitely like the older style homes because they were like built out of like actual wood, you know, or actual stone or brick or whatever. And they're just a lot more sturdy. So the house I live in is like actually over 100 years old, but the bones and the foundation are still very much there. So I definitely love my home. And they are a lot more affordable in most cases. Like literally my home is almost 3,000 square foot, and 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it literally cost me like $57,000, whereas other homes I've seen that are like the same size, literally like they're like 2 and 3 times that amount. So I think I got a good deal, honestly, especially for as much square footage as I got. I mean, granted, there were some things I had to replace, like I did have to replace my windows because the windows definitely needed to be replaced, but I did that, and I did get a new HVAC system, so those were the only 2 major things with my home that needed to be done, and I've taken care of both of them, so. But yeah, that is my absolute favorite memory, and probably like one of my favorite accomplishments was being able to be a homeowner. Okay, next question. What is your favorite dessert? Ooh, nice. So I love absolutely anything with chocolate. And I'm probably going to sound like Bubba Gump here from Forrest Gump, but instead of shrimp, it's going to be chocolate. So I love like milk chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate chip cookies, chocolate souffle, chocolate ice cream, chocolate parfait, chocolate chip pancakes, Hershey's chocolate bars, Hershey's chocolate syrup, like chocolate milk, chocolate cake, chocolate cupcakes. You know, man, just chocolate in general. I'm a chocoholic. Hi everybody, my name's Eccentric. sliced bread. Chocolate. Okay. Next question. What is your favorite type of ASMR? Okay, so my favorite type of ASMR is anything that's considered lo-fi. So for me, I don't like things that are overly edited or have a bunch of artificial sound in them or anything like that. Because to me, I like ASMR that's natural sounding. I like natural sounds that aren't created with the help of technology or a machine or anything like that, but they are actually natural sounds that you as a human being can create. Like, to me, if it can't be created naturally, it just doesn't do anything for me, honestly. That and all the over editing, I'm not a huge fan of that. But yeah, so to answer your question, lo-fi. And like, if you like that type of ASMR, like, that's fine. I mean, there are different things for everybody. It's just like, personally, not my preference, you know. But to each their own, you know. I mean, everybody's different. Everybody has their own things that they like and dislike, and you know, that's okay. Okay, so next question. At what point did you realize you wanted to create ASMR content? That's a good question. So, I'll give you a little context here. So, honestly, I did not even know what ASMR was until like a couple of months ago. But I am very glad I found it. So, I used to be a Twitch streamer, and I used to stream video games all the time. And the thing about Twitch, a lot of it is very toxic. So I got tired of the constant toxicity all the time over there. And I'm not saying that's everybody, because there are some nice people on Twitch too, don't get me wrong. But there are a lot more negative and toxic trolls over there than I'm okay with. So basically, I had decided I was going to stop streaming on Twitch because I was tired of the constant negativity, and I'm like, I play video games to relax and have fun and have a nice conversation with people who like the same game, you know? I'm not there to start an argument with anybody or put somebody down or call them some sort of degrading name. Like, I don't have time for that. So I just decided to leave Twitch, stop live streaming, because live streaming was starting to really take a toll on my ability to be able to sleep. So I started looking for videos to help with sleep, because I couldn't just fall asleep on my own. I was having trouble with that. So I accidentally came across ASMR. It was like a happy accident, and I started watching a lot of the videos, and I started to realize, well, hey, I kind of like this stuff. And I started looking at other ASMR creators' comments and stuff, like in their videos, from the seasoned veterans that have been doing it for years to people just started recently, like within the last couple months, and I found one thing in common. For the most part, like majority of the time, most of the comments are pretty nice and pretty encouraging, and even if somebody doesn't like something, they're not like outwardly a dick about it, you know? So I kind of noticed the positivity within the ASMR community, and I really liked that, and I thought, well, you know, maybe this is something that I can do. So I started watching some more ASMR videos from all kinds of different creators, and I started to realize, you know what, I kind of like this, and a lot of this ASMR is actually helping me relax and sleep better. So I'm like, let me give it a try, and you know, I'm like, I've got nothing to lose, so let's just try it, you know. So I gave it a try, and I mean, like, I'm literally a month in, and I'm over 500 subscribers and over 2,000 watch hours. So thank you guys so much for that, by the way. Shout out to you guys. I very much appreciate that, and I am very happy that all of the comments I have gotten so far have been like really positive, and even if somebody hasn't liked my stuff, they haven't been outwardly rude or aggressive to me, which I'm sure somebody will be somewhere down the line, you know, but that's just human nature. But unlike Twitch, where it's an everyday thing, there's somebody constantly up there almost every day that's like trying to bring you down. At least here on YouTube, it's not an everyday thing. It's like once in a blue moon type of thing, where somebody might like be rude or something. But for the most part, that really doesn't happen too much in the ASMR community that I've noticed so far, anyway. Like, most people are genuinely like decent human beings. Of course, you get your jerks every once in a while. I mean, that's bound to happen with anybody. I don't care who you are. But it definitely takes a toll on you mentally when it's like an everyday thing. So yeah, I started watching some ASMR videos. They help me relax, go to sleep, and I decided to try it for myself, and I think I'm doing pretty good for only a little over a month in. So, and really I really owe it all to you guys, so like, thank you very much for that. Okay guys, this is the last question. Thank you so much to whoever asked this question. What is your biggest pet peeve? Okay, so my biggest pet peeve is when somebody nags me about something. And what I'm going to say about this is, for example, I have noticed it a couple of times in the comments, and I will never call anybody out by name. But what really like irritates me and is a pet peeve of mine is when somebody makes a request and I respond to them telling them I will handle their request, and literally every video I upload, or every day or every other day, they are constantly asking just on YouTube, but even in like work or school or in my friend groups or whatever, when somebody would keep nagging me to do something, a lot of times what I used to do in the past was I would just go ahead and get it done just so I could get them off my back. But I've learned that that is kind of the wrong thing to do, because when you do that, you're basically reinforcing that behavior, and it basically tells that person that if they nag you incessantly to get something done, then you will just do it just to get them off your back. And a lot of people do that. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. I've gotten things done just to get somebody to stop nagging me. But now I've learned that the better way to handle this is to basically just stop responding to that person. So when they keep asking you for something over and over and over and over again, and you've already responded to them multiple times, the best thing to do is just stop responding to them, especially if you've already answered their question more than one time. Another thing that, like, when they keep asking, a lot of times what I will do is I will purposely push their request further back. So basically I will get done everything else I want to get done first before I even get to their stuff. And that's kind of like my way of saying, you're not going to push me around, you're not going to bully me, you're not going to throw a tantrum and get what you want. Because to me, somebody who does that is very entitled, and they seem to have it in their head that it's all about them. And I just think that person has probably never heard the word no, or that they have to wait like everybody else. So, for me personally, when somebody keeps bugging me about something or keeps nagging me, I will cut communication with that person. I will stop responding to them, especially if they keep asking the same thing over and over and over and over again. And especially if it's within like a week or a week and a half. If you've asked me like 5 or 6 times the same question in like a week and a half, you're probably getting on my nerves just a little bit. And for me, it helps to like set boundaries, like I will stop responding to that person. I will push their request to the bottom of my list and get to it when I get to it. And if they persist with it, then I just will not do it at all. So that's how I handle that sort of thing now. So thank you, whoever asked that question. I really appreciate that, because I feel like that is something that needed to get addressed for a while there. So basically, if you ask me to do something for you, like a request video or something, please only ask one time. That's all you need to ask. If you ask one time and I respond to you, then I'll make your request for you. But if you keep constantly nagging and nagging and nagging, like every day or every upload that I make, you are constantly commenting like, when is this coming out? When is this coming out? When is this coming out? Don't forget about this. Don't forget about my request. I'm gonna forget about your request. And not because I actually forgot. I'm just going to not do it. Because nobody likes to be nagged. Nobody likes to be hounded constantly, I mean, you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Please don't do it to others. And for me, like every time somebody keeps asking the same thing over and over and over again that I've already answered, it's just going to take that much longer for me to get to your video. Even if I already have your video done, I will push it back further on purpose. So please, guys, if you have a request, I only need to see that request from you once. I don't need to see it up there 5, 6, 7, 8 times a week, you know? Like, that's a bit overkill. So yeah, I'm sorry to go on a tangent about that, or a rant, but that is definitely